Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Chainet, the agentic commerce podcast where we learn how brands are building in an AI world. Our today's guest was an algo trader for almost 16 years. Then a tragedy happened with his pet, and he quit finance and instead built a pet care startup, which did not work out. So he did not quit, but he started again, this time with dog shampoo. Our guest today's journey is one of the most honest ones I've heard. He set out on a mission and he hasn't quit and made sure that he's achieving it every day. In this episode, we'll be talking about what really happened in our guest's previous company, how he's building the brand right now and competing against other big brands with more than 50 million funding. So let's invite Manish to the stage. Manish,
Hi
hello.
Archit.
Hello,
Hi,
a
good
very warm
afternoon.
welcome
How
to
are you?
Chainet. I am
Thank you.
doing
Thank
fine.
you
How
for
are you
having me.
today?
I'm also good. Really good.
Wonderful. Manish, if you could give a small introduction of you and of Moe Puppy before we start.
Myself, Manish Paul, I'm the founder and CEO of Moe Puppy. As Rachit mentioned, I come from a hardcore equities background. I have more than 16 years of experience in equities where I have worked with, I've done trading myself, algo trading, manual trading, options, futures. I have managed portfolios. I have managed team of more than 100 people, and I've done two, three startups before starting Moy. And definitely, I'm a pet parent for the last 25 years and a certified pet trainer also.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. That's solid. Let's start with your journey as equities guy, right? You were trading and you were in finance for almost 16 years. That's a long time. And after a certain point in the industry, also reach to a position where life is good, you're getting a decent salary, you're drawing a decent salary, people start settling down, but at that point you walked away. What was going inside you during those final years, like when you walked away for your own start?
First, when I was in my school and my college days, there is only one, thing which I always kept in my mind that I want to work in stock market. I was very much clear about that. This is something which I have to do. And after my graduation, I started working for a broking firm. There, I was like learning how to trade, and then kept on learning for many years. And then after a certain point, I started working for my own, where I managed portfolios. I did my trading for myself. I started managing my own portfolio, and the best part was God was very kind on me, and I was able to do really good for myself for many, many years. But there was one thing which was always missing. That, money was coming in, but I always wanted to build something which is not just for me. I wanted to build something which, is known, which is used by, people not just in India. It has to
Right.
be recognized globally. So recognition is something which, I was not getting there. Money, yes, definitely. I was very much satisfied with the kind of money I was making.
Right.
But recognition is something which I think adding value to other people's life is also very important. And my love for animals was always there.
Hmm.
About like, I was raised in a family who always had pets.
Oh,
So
wow.
that love was there, and I, tried two, three startups. I did a cafe here and there, a lot of things. But luckily, right now, enjoying my work. And yes, I do investments also. I do manage my portfolio, but hardcore trading I left long back.
Correct, correct. Yeah, of course. Once a finance guy, always a finance guy, right? Be
Yes,
it in your own startup or for your own portfolio. And so, with before Mopap, of course, you did a couple of other startups. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were in a job when that tragedy with Juno happened. I think
yeah,
when
that's
you
right.
could not find a vet in time, would you would you tell us what happened, and then how did that motivate you to start your previous company?
So, from 2013 to 2016, I ran a cafe
Hmm.
also with one of my friend,
Lovely.
which was a healthy food cafe. But I
Was
think
it
that
like a
was
pet
not.
friendly
No, no, no,
cafe?
not that prettily. That it was in a IT park and fairly doing well. But I think that was not my cup of tea. I realized
Hmm.
after some time that this is not something I am meant to do in my life.
Hmm.
And then I started. I was working also. I started working on a small project which didn't took off, which was into fitness and all. And in
Right.
2018, yeah, I lost my pet, and he was a French Mastiff. That time I had two pets at my home. So he was
Right.
a big French Mastiff, 3.5 years old dog, and he was fine, absolutely fine. And you know, his stomach got bloated, and within 2 hours I lost him. I
Oh God.
called vet myself. Like he's having like something seem unnatural, or something happening to his stomach. He said maybe acidity or something. So he recommended some medicine. I was on my way to my office, and I asked my wife to get the medicine immediately. You won't believe it, I didn't even reach my office. My wife called me, Juno passed away.
Oh God.
I
Hmm.
can't tell you how disheartening it was, because your
Of
dog was
course.
fine. He was not suffering from any disease or anything. And within 2 hours, you lost your dog. I mean, like, that was disheartening. And I was unaware about the problem he had, like the
Hmm.
bloating if any dog has a bloating problem, you have to immediately rush to the hospital. Surgery is the only option. And in that also, 50% of the chances are there that your pet will survive. But I
Oh
was
God.
totally unaware about the problem. And then I thought, yeah, this is something we should be working upon, informing pet parents about various
Hmm.
kind of diseases, problems, causes, remedies.
Right.
At least some information shall be there for pet parents like me. And I am
Correct.
living in a tier one city. Just imagine people living in tier two, tier three, where
They
the
were
veterinary
they
facility is also not available as per the standards. So that's
right.
how the whole journey of building some
Hmm.
community and then later into businesses started.
Very interesting. And Monku Dog that was the name of the previous company.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that
So
was it started with the community. Like what was that?
yeah, when I mean, I discussed this with Himani that Himani, let's do something. Yeah,
Hmm.
I lost my dog. It's already been an year, and
Hmm.
we should do something. We should start building a community where we will tell pet parents about pet parenting and a lot of other
Correct.
things. So that's how we started building content around it. Me and Himani, we just two people. We started building content, and slowly, slowly, not slowly, slowly, I would say, there
Hmm.
were many ups and downs, but
Right.
we kept on doing it. Sometimes the speed was fast, sometimes very slow, but
Right.
we never stopped. We always worked upon building something.
Hmm. Yeah. That's one of the, I think, common trait I've seen in any successful entrepreneur, that persistence is, it takes time, but you need to be persistent. You need to keep at it, and you need to keep going.
There will be hundreds of times when
Yes.
you will feel it why you are doing it,
Right.
but still next day you have to wake up and come to work.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's harder when it's your own business, right? Because if you're in a job, then you have a boss telling you that, okay, you're late for work, please come. But yeah, if you're doing your own thing, then it's even.
See, the only thing matters is that you should get happiness in what you are doing. So I
Hmm.
think that kind of happiness, ups and downs
Yes.
will always there in job also, in businesses also.
Right.
But you should feel that, I'm going to work and I love my work.
Hmm. Right. Correct. Fair. Yeah, that's fair enough. And you, Manish, as you said, you started a cafe, you started another business in between, and then finally Monku Dog, and now Moe Puppy. overall, a lot of founders fail once and they're like, this is not our cup of tea. uh, what has kept you going, pivoting, and then trying to find what you love and what the customers love? What do you think that is that one trait that has kept you going?
I think I never wanted to give up. I
Hmm.
have to taste success because that thing has to be inside you. I mean, it doesn't matter how old are you. It doesn't
Right.
matter you are 20, 40, or maybe, 60-year old.
Right.
If you have that in you, you have to build something big. I mean, you will get up any number of times.
Hmm.
And that's what I always had, that vision, even if it take 20 years to me, but I will keep on trying it.
Hmm.
And luckily I had that family support also. My family, my parents, my brother, they always supported me. They never doubted on me that, this is not achievable. Yes, I failed. I failed. I then, took break, you know, then again gathered that energy to restart. So I think that's the journey if you want to be successful. And
Right.
I'm a long believer in destiny. So when
Correct.
something is destined for you, you will achieve that time only. So I kept on trying, and still we are trying to build something big.
Of
And
course.
I'm sure this time we will be able to do that. That's how it is. I think I never self doubted myself that I cannot do it. I learned a lot. Even today, I learn a lot from my experiences.
Right.
So much I have learned from my cafe business. So much I have learned from my tech startup. So much I have learned from Onkudog, and now just realizing my mistakes in my previous startups. I try not to repeat again.
Hmm.
Obviously, next time you will do another mistake, but at least try not
Not
to
the
do the
same one,
mistake.
at least. Yes.
Yes, yes.
You'd put in almost 40 lakhs of your own revenue, you said somewhere, and then you grew it to almost 1.5 crore business. You even made it to the final auditions of Shark Tank, you'd written, and
Yeah,
then you
that's
had
right.
to shut it down, right? What happened there? Like, from the outside, if there's a business doing 1.5 crore revenue, it seems that everything's working. What was not working?
So we launched Monko Dog services primarily into training, grooming, walking, and veterinary. So again,
Right.
biggest mistake. We focused on four services.
Okay.
I don't
Not
feel
just one.
I don't feel shame to tell all those mistakes. So we started with four services, again
Hmm.
focusing on to provide the best, one platform, all services, that kind of mentality. So we started with four services in
Right.
2022. I think maybe June, July we launched it, and then after operating for 3, 4 months, then we realized that we should be focusing on only two services. So we focused on
Hmm.
training and grooming.
Got it.
But being a marketplace, our dependency on the
Third
the
party.
service providers, third parties, vendors were too much, and again operation heavy. Although we launched in Delhi NCR itself, we were getting good business also, lot of training business, lot of grooming business, but considering we were bootstrapped, we were not that high tech, training processes were not there. So I think 23 January we pivoted that we should hire our in-house veterinary and vets and paravets and start veterinary services. So and we were getting that
Got
kind
it.
of queries also. So based on that, we hired, and then we in January 23 we started on with the veterinary services at home. So we were the first company to do that in Delhi NCR, and till the date we closed, we were leader in that.
Wow.
But the question is, if you are the leader, why you closed it,
Exactly.
right? So in 23 itself, considering we had like massive reach on YouTube also, and we had connect to the pet parents also because we were providing professional services at their home.
Right.
So we were getting a lot of queries about the skin problems. I mean, 30-40% of the pet parents, they have skin problems. And along with
Mm-hmm.
that, if you see on our YouTube channel also, the biggest reach or biggest queries, they come in the comments section also. It's all about, the kind of shampoo they want to use. They have this
Interesting.
antifungal problem, anti-age, rashes. So whereas it's something big. Along with that, I also had my personal experience. My dog Tiger, who was by birth, he was allergic dog.
Hmm.
So, and for him, I had to get like those products which are very expensive, majorly offered by international brands, because in
Right.
India the quality standards was not that good. So I was using those products, and we realized it's a big opportunity in India. When you see quality products, imported products are coming, good products are not being offered by the local brands. So
Yes.
that's how we slowly introduced to shampoos. And initially it was easy for us to, because we had Mongo Dog services, so it was
Right.
easy for us to get them tested, also get customer feedback. So we kept on doing that, and meanwhile we realized that we were scaling on the business of Mongo Dog, but it was very operation heavy. So if we have to
Hmm.
scale it to pan India, we need lot of money, lot of money
Right.
for that. So that's where we thought, and Moe started becoming up really well.
Hmm.
So we were at the juncture where we had to decide which passion to follow now and which can make a good business in future. See, end of the day,
Very
I have
interesting.
put a lot of money. 40 lakhs is not
Of
that
course.
amount. It's a much bigger now. So
Yeah. 40
I
lakhs would have been when
I'm
you started. Now, probably
yeah,
it
yeah,
must have been much more.
yeah. So my obviously my love towards animal is there. I want to build a brand. I want to build a global brand, and we have the right team also for it. But end of the
Right.
day, everybody will only be successful once the company makes money. So for the sake of that, considering all the pros and cons of both the businesses, we decided that we will scale down. And Gaurav, me, Himani, we sat down, we discussed about the pros and cons, and then
Hmm.
we started slowly scaling down Monko Dog and focusing completely on Moe Puppy.
One more
And I
puppy.
think it was one of the best decisions we can do, and we are really happy we took that decision that time.
Amazing. Right. So you switched from a veterinary service sort of a business to more on the product side that okay, we'll give the
That's right.
because a lot of queries. That's so interesting. It's almost like as you said, you believed in destiny. That's almost like destiny calling for you, right? While you were doing services, you found a lot of pet parents had skin allergies, and because you had that mindset, you were like, "Chal, there's no shampoo which is available. There's only imported things. So let's move on to that."
Yeah. So I'm a believer of a very strong believer of Plan B.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
think all because of my financial instincts.
Hmm.
Being a finance guy, I always
Right.
believe that you always need to have a plan B. When we were
Hmm.
starting the Moe Puppy products,
Right.
so I got resistance from Himani that time, why we are doing it, that,
Hmm.
we should focus on Monkuro. I
Right.
said, no, please,
Hmm.
it has a market, let me do it. If something goes wrong, we must have something to, keep on moving.
Keep on. Right.
So I think that plan B has worked for us.
Hmm.
And but now we don't
Correct.
have any plan B. We are happy what we are doing,
Yeah.
and we are growing.
Right, right, of course. And you also claim that, whatever products you make for pets, you can use it on your hair too. So have you ever tried that?
Oh, definitely. You can find myself in Instagram, even on
Right.
YouTube, that I'm using uh, Moe Puppy shampoo on my hairs. And you won't believe it, I haven't done it for the first time. I
Hmm.
now completely switched to Moe Puppy shampoos for myself
Oh, wow.
because they are much milder than any human shampoo.
Right.
So, considering my age, I have to use milder shampoo so that
Of
my
course.
hair lasts for at least for a few more years.
Right, right, right. Fair enough. My hair has also been
I will send it to
really,
you,
really
Rachit.
going.
Don't worry.
Yes.
I will send
Please.
you free of cost.
Definitely. I think I need that.
I think we are in the same boat.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. My hairline has been receding as I have a 1-year-old girl now. So I think with every week she gets older, my hairline recedes a bit. So yeah. But holding yourself to that standard, right? That okay, I can use this product on me. Does that, and in general, the company, does that change the way you think about the product, build the product?
See, when we started Moe, and even Momkuno, or whichever company we might be doing in future
Right.
also, there is one thing which my team is very particular about, that it should beat any international standards.
Fair.
There are s- very less companies from India who are selling their products globally,
Right.
or they are recognized for their quality.
Hmm.
Even they are selling, but not recognized because of the quality, but for the pricing.
Hmm. Correct.
We focused on quality, that we
Hmm.
will never compromise on that. You rather
Right.
don't do it, yeah. If you can't use your shampoo on your pet, how can you sell it to your customer?
Hmm.
So that was our aim, that our product has to be that safe that it not even approved by any kind of international standards.
Hmm.
They are human use, and you can use on all kind of pets, all kind of breeds.
Correct.
So we have made sure of the quality is the top notch priority. I mean, I will tell you, even when we select the bottles, we made sure we source that bottle from a Japanese company who has a plant in India,
Hmm.
right? The kind of ingredients what we are using, all natural. There are even the ingredients which we have used are, you know, of the quality of the best company possible available in India.
Hmm.
So we
Right.
have made sure that that standards need to be followed, and we
Correct.
spend so much time on the research and development of our products. Like at least one product, we do so many iterations, so many trials. We send it to NGOs, we send it to groomers, and so many pet parents. Once they okay the product, then we put that product into production.
Right. And yeah, make sure that everything what you stand for is there in the product, and only then move it to back. But
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong, Manisha. You guys have not raised any external funding yet, right?
I mean, recently we have in the process of closing a round.
Okay, amazing, amazing.
So we recently raised 2 crores.
Oh, lovely. Congratulations for that.
Yeah, thank you. We are about to close that round. It's already into the process, and
Right.
I cannot name the investors as of
Of
now,
course, of
but
course.
it's about to close,
Oh,
maybe in a
superb,
week or
superb.
so. So
Amazing.
it will be uh, on the record. It will be on the platforms within a week or 2 days.
In a few days. Super, super. That's lovely. Learning through through videos and learning through that, I think for a certain age group it's fine. Like for professionals it's still okay, but for children I think it's not worked,
It
right?
is not. I'm also a father for almost 10, 11 years, and I
Right.
think it is not. I mean, for certain things you can do here and there, but it cannot be completely replaceable by the personal touch of a mentor
Exactly.
who
You
can give.
need you need physical education, and you're also a father, and you're also a pet parent. These days, I have a lot of friends who've now who say that we don't want children. Instead, we'll just be a pet parent. You're of course in that industry, but what are your thoughts? Like what are your thoughts of people who do not want children and are only want to be pet parents?
See, yes, I also hear a lot. I also know few people who, didn't had any children
Right.
intentionally. Rather, they
Correct.
adopted 2, 3 pets.
Right.
So it's good. It's good for the industry. But if you ask me my personal thoughts, that being a parent is the best blessing you can have.
Hmm.
Having a human child of your own is the best blessing you can have.
Hmm.
That's my personal experience.
Right.
But yes, there are so many people right now who don't want to have those kind of responsibilities. Maybe they want to enjoy their life more. And I am of that thought. I might be an old school thought I have. Having children is the obviously have pets also.
Right.
I always had like 2 pets at my home
Right.
last 15 years or so. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't have my children, right?
Fair.
So
Fair.
having pets is good. You can have as many as possible, and See, a human child cannot replace pets. Pets cannot replace human child. As simple it
True,
is.
very true. They're two different. I think in your heart you have two different
Yes.
hearts. If we want to go philosophical, for like human children and pets, they're very.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair. I think yeah, uh, that's solid thinking, and coming from someone in the industry, it's even more important.
I think have both. Have
Yeah,
both.
have
I would
yeah,
always say.
for sure. And with how has your co-founder journey been like? Like you've worked with Himani for like really long. I've been working with my co-founder for almost 10 years now. Either sometimes in a part-time capacity, sometimes in a full-time capacity. What do you think is the most important thing co-founders should have to be able to work together?
I think the best thing is you can fight. It is okay that you don't talk to each other for few days, few
Hmm.
weeks. It is absolutely okay. But the one thing which you shouldn't forget, your work shall be keep on going on. Like
Hmm.
your work shouldn't be suffering at even a single percent. I might fight with my co-founder, but what my responsibilities are, that have to be delivered.
Hmm.
Because in our startup, we are three co-founders, and then we divided up work among ourselves. So whenever we had some rough evenings or rough days, I would say we never let that hamper our work.
Hmm.
That's the best way to do or run any startup. The work shouldn't be stopped because
Right.
your personal differences on certain things cannot, hamper the scale or the speed of your business. So
Correct.
if all the co-founders are aligned on this, I think having a tiff and rough days are pretty okay. It happens to each and every startup, and that
Hmm.
happens in each and every home also. Like you have fights
Of
with your
course.
wife,
Yes.
brothers, parents, so here and there, but you don't leave them, and you
True.
find a solution, and that's how it is. I think the same if because I'm a strong believer, and I try to treat my, at least because we are not that big team, we try that we are very close to each other. Each and every person is very much approachable, and I treat them like my family, extended family. So that's my way of
Right.
working. Some people work
Of course.
professionally, like all together keep the relations professional, but I rather try to keep a personal touch with all my team members.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good way of working. I also, we also work as a family. I've literally stayed for months. Me and my wife have literally stayed in my co-founder and his wife's apartment for like months, right? So we it's all together. You said you're a small team, right? You're doing such a big, it's a very operation heavy work, right? E-com itself. Do you think like in the last 2 years because of AI things have changed for you? It has improved, and are there some tools or some tricks which you would want to recommend?
I think yes, definitely. AI has done amazingly well. It has streamlined so much. I mean, like within seconds, you can prepare investor decks,
Right,
and because we are a D2C brand, we have to create a
right,
lot of content. So AI has definitely, worked for us.
helped with
Like
that, right?
my team, I have seen, because I'm not taking care of the content team. I personally use a lot of Chat GPT and Gemini for preparing text, for preparing Excel reports. So much I use because, let's say, I will give you an example. I had to prepare one day that operationally, how we can be more efficient, and what all checks we need to keep, that our products are delivered on time. I just
Right.
asked Chat GPT, and within second I had all the parameters and all the checks. You just need to more brainstorm into it, and you can come up with a altogether solution.
Hmm.
Obviously it is not 100% proof, but you get at least 70-80% of what you want. and then you can put your brain into it, and then you can try to achieve perfection. When you talk about content,
Definitely.
there are so many good tools. Nano Banana we use a lot. Gemini, Kling AI is also good for videos.
Very
That
interesting.
my team uses it, and then definitely Sora is there for. Uh,
Correct.
so for the video and graphics, we normally use Kling, Nano Banana, and Sora. These
Sora.
three.
Right.
So we have taken the paid versions of that also, because
All
see,
of
it
those.
improves your efficiency. With less number of people, you can get more output, and
Right.
it that so much content is coming on Instagram, YouTube every day. So you have to be slightly step ahead, and we are also
Hmm.
trying to do that. And I'm sure this keep on, you know,
Improving.
anybody who's improving part of your daily life, any kind of job will be dependent upon AI,
Of
maybe in
course.
next 1 to 2 years.
100%. Give a lot of tools these days.
Because every company is now, any kind of SaaS product is there, any kind of services anybody's offering. So say for example, I would ask AI of Shopify that I need the data of people who have ordered 2 times from me. It will give within seconds.
Of course. Yes. Yeah, I think
So
yeah,
these
that
kind of
any sort of
things are.
research, any sort of if even on your own data, if you want to derive some interesting points, or get understand user behavior,
Yes.
it helps a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Great, Manish. Thank you so much. I have one last question for you. So, for new founders who want to start a D2C brand today, what will be your one advice?
I think the topmost focus shall be quality, because you know now we Indians, we need to think that when our prime minister talks about we being the third largest economy, or we will be close to China in 2047-50, it will
Right.
only happen when we think that our product will be sold globally. China
Correct.
doesn't build product for themselves only. They build product for global
The
audience.
world. Yes.
We have to do lot of innovation, lot of innovation we have to do. We have to focus on. Just don't copy any product and launch it.
Mm.
Do lot of research. Obviously, speed is there, and I'm not asking anybody to launch 5 products. Launch even one product, but at least the standard shall be international. That how you can become big. If you are catering to 1 billion people of India, or you're catering
Right.
to 9 billion people of the world, obviously you have big market in front of you which you can cater to. You can be one of the biggest in the world. We have to
Correct.
think that way, that we can beat the international brands whenever, because now we Indians, we love using our brands made in India. People are just not crazy about
And it
like
has
made
just
in
started now,
US.
honestly.
It
Till
just
I think
started
a
now.
few years back,
Yeah.
imported was like the synonym of good, right? Now,
Hmm.
made in India products, like you're like, okay, oh, this is made in India, let's use this.
Yes. So we also want to write that way, made in India.
Right.
But end of the day, if I'm made in India and I'm providing not that good quality, obviously Indian people will also not see.
Of
You
course.
can certainly ride away for certain period of time. If the quality is not good,
Hmm.
you will die down. And I
Right.
can name so many brands in India who did cosmetics 3, 4, 5 years back during COVID time, raised like hundreds and crores of rupees, but died down because they
Made
didn't
in India
focus on
cannot be an
quality.
excuse for subpar
Yes,
quality.
yes. Made in India can only help you once you are providing good quality and superior than any. Like, for example, I would tell you, whenever we launch any shampoo, the company which we keep benchmark for is the world's best. Like, world's best, not India's
Not
best. The
right.
benchmark is
Correct.
world's best, and then we start R&D on that we have to make better than this. So automatically, when your standards are that high, you will end up at least not better.
Correct. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Great. Wonderful, Manish. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this. I think we've got a lot of solid advice from you. today, and loved your journey, loved your persistence, loved how you've kept on building despite facing a lot of failures in life, and then still, you've pivoted, you've figured out what you like and what people like. As a lot of, I would say, startup gurus say that, find that place where you think that your mission is being accomplished, but people want it and people are ready to pay for it. And I love the Moe Puppy branding, and of course the products are solid. So congratulations on that, and thank you so much for your time on the Chainet for our listeners. For all our listeners, that was Manish Paul. He's the CEO of Moe Puppy. Wonderful pet care products, so you guys can check them out. Their content is superb on YouTube and on Instagram. I think that's how we found them. And this was Chinet. I'm Rachit Magan, your host. Until next time, thank you, Manish. Thank you, you too.